Well, we'll see if we can bring the proposals up to what was promised to Scotland and what Fazil described as the last febrile days of the referendum campaign, when the Unionist parties thought they were losing and the Free Amigos, the Free Westminster leaders, rushed up to Scotland and delivered the vow when they promised us home rule, Devo to the max, near federalism. That was then watered down by the Smith Commission, and now it's being watered down further by David Cameron. So I suspect the proposals today will go down like a lead balloon in Scotland, but we'll be using our parliamentary influence to make sure that Scotland gets delivered to us what we were promised, and that is home rule, near federalism and Devo to the max.
Well, some might say that, bearing in mind that independence, the Yes campaign lost, that these are quite generous proposals which do give extra powers to Scotland.
Yes, but Adam, they are not. I'm quoting exactly the articulation of Gordon Brown and indeed the Liberals during the referendum campaign. What they said is Scotland was going to get near federalism, Devo to the max, that's maximum devolution of financial power, and home rule. These proposals go nothing close to that, and nobody seriously could articulate that they do. They leave 70% of taxation power in the hands of Westminster and 80% of welfare powers. That's not home rule, it's certainly not near federalism. So we'll use the influence that we're likely to get at Westminster, to enforce the vow that was made to the Scottish people, the real commitment, the real promise that was made during the referendum campaign. We intend to see it delivered.
Do you think these taxation powers are going to be academic anyway? After all, you didn't use the powers that you did have when you were First Minister.
Well, the powers that we had, the variation power, was very badly drawn for a whole range of technical reasons. No sane person would have tried to use it. And these powers are also flawed over income tax. You can't really control income tax unless you control the tax base. And these powers give us no control at all over the base of the taxation system. It's a fundamental and fairly elementary point, which is why, incidentally, George Osborne's attempt to say, well, we'll stop Scottish MPs voting on income tax by partially devolving a little bit of it, is quite ridiculous and incredible. If George Osborne doesn't want Scottish MPs to vote on income tax or other matters which affect Scotland, then he should do a volte-face and agree with Scottish independence. We'll be glad to agree our own taxation system and leave him to his own devices. In the meantime, then of course we'll use our influence to defend Scottish interests, and it looks like that influence is going to be very substantial indeed, Adam.
Do you think that the broadcasters on their second attempt have got it right now with these debate proposals, including the SNP?
Well, I think it's a great improvement from the BBC and ITN. We haven't actually, Nicola Sturgeon hasn't received the proposals yet, as I understand it, but I'm hoping that Sky will be doing something revolutionary like being fair. Adam, I mean, presumably we're going to get some sort of indication from Sky that you're not going to have this old, stale format of two leaders debating when everybody else is recognising that politics is much, much more interesting these days. I hope that Sky will be putting forward proposals to try and reflect the reality of modern politics. I mean, the two-way debate's quite good in terms of format, but look at the cast you've got, for goodness sake, Adam. It's the same old nonsense that comes up every Wednesday at Prime Minister's Questions. Who on earth wants to watch that when they can watch something far more interesting with Nicola Sturgeon and Leanne Wood and people like that in the debate?
Well, you say Nicola Sturgeon, but you're the one who's running for Westminster. Are you sure that she would represent the SNP in both of the proposed debates? Wouldn't you want to get in there as well? No, I think it's right and proper that the party leader represents the party in these debates. People are voting for a political party, and Nicola Sturgeon will certainly be our debater, Leanne Wood for Plaid Cymru, Natalie Bennett for the Green Party, as I understand it. And how refreshing it will be to have these free, exciting, vigorous women debating with some pretty mediocre men who will be in their opposition. I think that will be a breath of fresh air for the television debates. What a pity that Sky, as yet, are missing out on that opportunity. Well, the Sky Channel 4 proposal, as you say, is currently for a Cameron versus Miliband debate. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.